Hang on, I'm trying to see if why I can't.
And also, I am recording the video for prosperity and to help share it after tonight's event. Also, all lines are being placed on mute temporarily so we can minimize background noise and aid our speakers who are sharing exciting news tonight. Speaking of which, at the top right of your screen, there's an option to toggle to speaker view or gallery view. If you click on speaker view, you'll be able to see who's speaking more clearly. So there's the Brady Bunch view, which is gallery view, or speaker view is the green box highlighted will amplify and enlarge the speaker so that you can clearly see them and what they're saying. At the bottom of your screen is the chat function, and we want you to be active with us in the chat. So far, you're doing a great job of that, but please use that space to post your warm and fuzzies and or all your questions. If there are any questions, we will repeat them verbally for you, our viewer, so if you've missed them, don't worry. Additionally, we're reserving time at the end of the meeting for a town hall Q&A format, but we're monitoring that chat as the agenda progresses so that we can answer relative questions in the moment. And tonight's production, as it were, is multimedia. We have a screen share to show slides, graphics, and videos. I'll just have two caveats for you. Please note that the video quality is, shall we say, vintage. It may look like the video is buffering, but it's not. And just so you're aware, the videos are going to play louder on your speakers than the speakers themselves. So just be prepared for a slight adjustment in noise when the videos start to play. And then for our speakers who attended today's dress rehearsal, please bear with us or me. I'm flexing my Zoom skills tonight, so your patience is greatly appreciated. As an example, I need to mute and unmute your lines. So there will be a lag time between speakers and slides, but all the more time to digest the content. And of course, you can always share your appreciation for what's being said with the clapping emoji. If you look at the bottom of your menu, there's the reaction, and there's clapping and thumbs up right there. And with over 70 callers on the call right now, we're looking forward to connecting with you. Tonight, we're going to cover a variety of topics from our ASOs, PWA, HARS, and ACCM sharing their latest updates, to an update on your Rally 600 progress. Also, exciting news about our goal this year, and we're going to touch base on next year, what's coming up tomorrow, and this weekend, and the week of the ride itself. So with that, I'd like to pass it over to Anthony and Michael, and then Suzanne, who will be sharing a few very important words. So if you just allow me, I'm going to ask those individuals to unmute.
Hi, everyone.
And to take it away. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Simon. So we're just going to start off the night with a land acknowledgement. And we'd like to start by acknowledging that our agencies do our work, and the bike rally itself passes through the traditional territories of several First Nations and other Indigenous people. Here and then east along the lake is the territory of the Wendat, Anishinaabeg Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederation, and the Mississaugas of the New Credit First Nations. Further east, as we go on our journey, we acknowledge that the land that we gather on is the traditional and unceded territory of the Gonogehaga, or Mohawk. The island called Montreal is known as Jojage in that language, and it's a place which has long served as a site of meeting and exchange amongst nations, including the Algonquin people.
We make this acknowledgement to recognize the enduring presence of all Indigenous people on this land. The original treaties made in peaceful cooperation between Indigenous and settler communities, and the fact that much of the land remains unceded. We acknowledge that those of us who are not Indigenous are settlers on this land, and as settlers, we must understand and fulfill our role in ensuring that the recommendations made in the Truth and Reconciliation Report are implemented.
We also need to continue to educate and bring awareness to the fact that HIV disproportionately affects Indigenous communities, and we must do more to address this. On next year's ride, we'll be offering ways for participants to learn about the territories we visit, and in the meantime, we'll be putting some resources online if you'd like to know more. And I'm going to pass it over to Suzanne.
Thank you, Michael. I know that we've all been following the news of what has been happening in the United States, and I take a moment to remember that in June of 1969, a group of queer, racialized people led an uprising against oppressive police brutality that persecuted their lives and their sexuality. It is our time now to demand justice and equality for all Black people, just as they did for us. We'd like to take a moment of silence in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. Thank you. Simon and Chris, over to you.
Chris, I unmuted your line.
Helps if I turn it back. Hey, everybody. My name is Chris. Most of you do know me. Some of you do not. I am one of the co-chairs this year with Simon, which has been a fantastic experience. A lot of you, including myself, have joined this rally for multiple reasons. The rally means so much to so many people in so many different ways. When I joined this rally, I was talked into it from a bunch of friends that said, you should do this, it's kind of fun. It turned out to be a life-changing event that has led me of 8 years of friendship and challenges and places I never thought I'd be. The rally makes you do things you didn't know you could. The rally is full of memories, full of charm, full of charisma that you don't even notice you're doing it until year 2. When you've struggled through the training, you learned how to ride that bike you've never been on. You have engaged in friends that your paths would have never crossed. Lots of people use the term that this rally is a filter of quality, of friendship, of support. And I am so proud that so many of you are on this side of that filter. The friendships I have gained and the enjoyment I have enjoyed seeing people train and get up that hill and get into town or get into the cities and share their experiences is something that only an individual like yourselves can do. You're a great group of a couple thousand people that can say, maybe not this year, but if you've done it in the past, that I rode my bike to Montreal. This event is so different than any other one. Very few people can say that they have engaged in such a activity that not only supports an agency, that supports upon supports upon supports so many different levels between a food bank and between all sorts of necessities that you take for granted. And it's so great to see that our hard work pays off. And I joined this knowing nothing about the PWA. I joined this thinking it was a fun week of camping. And it turns out that the education that it gave me is the education that hopefully we gave you. that we're not individuals, we're a great group of people who, when putting our resources together, either fundraising, spirit, energy, can accomplish so much. And seeing everybody out there, I totally miss that engagement this year. And I'm hoping you guys do too, because it'll make next year so much better. That thrill to hug people and that thrill to see smiling faces. And it's going to be something amazing. And this year's amazing, just in a different way. Ways we never thought existed. Ways that people came out of their, I guess, shelters, you could say, in their homes, and we now see them out tenfold in parks and communities. I've never seen a park full of so many people. I've never seen a street with so many bicycles on it. And that's going to be us next year. There's going to be so many people wanting to do this that it would be amazing if we have too many. It'd be a great problem to have. So I look forward to seeing you all out there. I look forward to seeing you all this year. But yeah, look forward to it all. After you, Simon.
Thank you, Chris. So you know me, I'd normally be shouting into a microphone right now. Hello, riders, give it up for the crew. But this year, I guess it's all about hello, virtual participants. Thank you all for logging in tonight and showing your face. It does feel like forever since we had a forum like this, all the way back to launch party, if you can even remember that. That night, and again today, Chris and I wanted to focus on bike rally memories. It's the reflections that we have of this unique community that ring true. As Chris just mentioned, these memories and reflections accompany us on our adventures. And the memories you're making this year may be more online than in person. They might be more introspective than outward interactions. And while the physical experience of traveling together all the way to Montreal does not exist this year, we are still a group of caring individuals who give a shit about what they do and how they give back. The rally is still about achieving your goals, even without the physical ride. And in the process, it's giving back to the community that we owe so much. Each moment you take to bring light to the great work of PWA, and now this year HARS and ACCM, is a ripple effect that you will be able to look back upon for years to come. The bike rally gets in your guts, it shakes you to your core, and it makes us stronger as a community. As I said at the launch, the bike rally is a challenge, one that makes us stronger. And the ride is about a community that it's bigger than just you. So in each ounce and representation you bring to the bike rally this year, it does not go unnoticed, and thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for making positive, reinforcing memories. I'd say 2020 is a success in so much that we support our agencies and help keep the mesh of our community alive and thriving into next year when we can ride again. So please use your clap emoji to welcome Suzanne, who will share with us the great work of PWA. And I've asked her to unmute.
Thank you so much, Simon and Chris. It's so great to hear about your own personal reflections on the bike rally. I want to say thank you to you as a community. I think many of you know that PWA is and always has been an essential service. And our doors have remained open during all of this COVID lockdown. And we stay open because of you. The bike rally is the lifeblood of PWA. Because you have stuck with us, bike rally, every week we deliver food right to the home of someone aging with HIV. I know some of you have heard me speak about this person before. He is a beloved aging queen who has no family, no partner, and who has advanced Alzheimer's. Bike Rally, I want to thank you. Because of you, we advocated for a woman recently arrived in Canada, HIV positive and living in a shelter who had her young child taken away by Children's Aid. This is actually a common story for HIV positive mothers, especially racialized and Indigenous women. This is part of the criminalization of HIV. But because of us and our advocacy and others, she got her child back. Today, bike rally, I stood talking to a man I've known for years and whom I saw today for the first time since this lockdown began. He said to me, looking squarely in my eyes, "Thank you for keeping your doors open and letting us access food each week. I have not been to the essentials market in 2 years, but I really need it now. I could get tears in my eyes telling you how grateful I am." Bike rally, this is your impact. This is your work. You are the lifeblood of PWA. And together, we are a lifeline for people living with HIV. They need us to keep our doors open, and we will because of you. Thank you, Bike Rally. Thank you.
And now we will hear from Gilles. I just asked you to unmute. Thank you so much, Suzanne.
Thank you, Suzanne. Almost a year ago, some of you will have remembered me at Queen's when you were ready to leave Kingston, and I said something that I stopped myself afterwards and thought, oh my gosh, what have I done? I think I've just committed myself to cycling in the bike rally. And I don't know if the universe is telling me something with COVID and that maybe I'm off the hook for a year. But actually, no, I was really looking forward to this experience. And I really want to take a moment to give kudos to the team leaders who are doing really challenging work in building cohesion on teams in a really challenging circumstance. I want to give props to my team leaders, Tyler and Michael, for pulling together Zoom meetings and keeping us connected. And so for a newbie, it's great to feel that sense of connectedness already. So huge props. Much like PWA, HARS has been doing the work throughout COVID. We've had to adjust the way that we do things, but like PWA, we provide practical supports of food pantry, financial assistance. We've got a very active emergency pet food program that we offer. And all of that we offer thanks to contributions from donors and from fundraising that we do. And even though we're new as official partners to the rally, we've been benefiting from the work that you do from the event that is held on the night that you ride through Kingston, typically at Stages. We've benefited from the funds that have been raised at that event. So for that, I thank you. And also want to tease that we're planning something virtual for this year that should be really exciting. I want to take a moment because Suzanne's already spoken so eloquently about the impact on individuals who are benefiting from the services of agencies like ACCM, HARS, and PWA. But I want to talk about the impact that you do as you ride through communities. Much of the catchment area of HARS is small to mid-sized cities, but a lot of rural areas. 2.5, almost 3 days of the bike rally, you're cycling through the region we serve. And I believe that visibility and symbols matter. And so when you see 150 or 200 riders cycling through small communities, people ask questions. Important conversations happen. People are reminded that HIV/AIDS is not over. There are persistent issues of stigma that exist that are probably among the worst parts of being HIV positive. And what you do by being visible and telling of the importance of the work not being over with HIV is so impactful, and it's smashing stigma. And so this work is really important. And even though it's virtual, the importance of getting that message out remains the same. And so we're going to do it in a different way this year, but it's equally important and equally impactful. And so I managed to get a friend to loan me a bike, and I've got a really hot new helmet that I'm looking forward to wearing because it's going to cover my COVID hair. And I'm hitting the road. So not the way that I'd planned. I was looking forward to spending time with each of you this summer, but I guess I'm committed to the following year now. So, you know. So anyway, thank you very much. I'm on Zoom from Sudbury, where I arrived about an hour and a half ago, tending to some family stuff. So unfortunately, I can't stay with you for the entire meeting, but on behalf of HARS, thank you, thank you, thank you for the work that you do and for your continued dedication to the bike rally. It means the world not just to people in Toronto, but in the lives of people from Toronto all the way to Montreal and beyond. So thank you again very much.
Thank you. Love to see you out on that brand new bike and hot helmet. So next up, we're joined live from Montreal. And Ricky, I think I just unmuted your line.
You did. Good evening, everybody. My name's Ricky. It says Ricardo on there, but I go by Ricky. I am the programs manager at ACCM, which is AIDS Community Care Montreal. I did the ride last year. I was part of Scrambled Legs. We did the Baby Shark song at Talent Night. I hope you all enjoyed that. And this year, Team Passing Fancy. So first off, just a very heartfelt thank you to the Friends for Life Bike Rally for inviting ACCM to be a part of your family, and also supporting us as we get on our feet with recruitment and the support of finding local donors and sponsors, especially in this year's circumstances of COVID. So just some backstory to who ACCM is and what we do. AIDS Community Care Montreal, we are a volunteer-based community org, and we're building a community where people living with HIV or affected with HIV receive the support they need, and we try to empower individuals to make informed harm reduction-based decisions related to their health and well-being. We do operate as a by and for community org, so the majority of our decisions are made by our members to guide our programming and the needs of our community, so they have a very definite impact and voice in what we do. Some of the programs we offer, we do education for prevention, going out to the Quebec school systems, doing kiosks and workshops, a teacher's toolkit. Quebec doesn't have a very good sexual health education program in place, so we supplement it through a teacher's toolkit to make sure that people get the information they need to make harm reduction based decisions regarding their sexual health. We also do treatment, adherence, and information, making sure people have compassionate access to care with some of our sponsors, or helping those who are HIV and aging, going through that process. And our biggest one is also the support, which is our migrant, refugee, and protected persons outreach, as we invite people, especially the Anglophone people, into our organization who need access to care, groups and buddy programs. But where the funds go from this fundraiser is to our Buyers Club food program. That is a program that's 100% funded by donation. So without donations, it doesn't exist. It's 100% volunteer run and led. And it gives people access to food in times of need. And as you can imagine, with COVID, that need has gone up significantly. And it's an amazing program where these individuals get the support they need in their time of need, and we're there for them the best we can. So if you're a Montreal-based writer and you're part of a team, reach out to your team. But if you're like, I need some local people, hit me up, reach out to the co-chairs. They know how to get a hold of me by email or by phone. They'll put me in touch with you. Je parle français aussi, donc comme tu veux, reach out to me. We'll make it happen. We'll do some socials and some social distant rides, and we'll have a good time up here. So thank you, Simon and Chris.
Thank you, Ricky. Merci beaucoup. And with that, we're transitioning to our first video. So just be aware the volume changes.
There's a wolf chose to be a team captain this year because I wanted to share my passion and excitement for the ride with others. The great team captains that I had on my first 2 years made my experience memorable and exciting. And so I wanted to pay it forward and do the same for others.
I ride each year to make sure that nobody gets left behind, that everybody in our community has access to the vital services they need to thrive.
I'm a team co-leader this year because I want all riders to have the amazing experience I've had being on teams doing the bike rally in whatever form of ride you're doing this year.
I started riding because of a friend who lost his life to HIV/AIDS, but quickly I realized I was riding for so much more. People need the support of PWA every single day, people living with stigma, and everyone within our community. That is why I ride today.
For me, the bike rally is all about community, and teams are such an essential part to forming the community, welcoming in returning riders, and in particular first-year riders, and ensuring that everybody has a wonderful experience throughout their training and the actual rally itself. And that is why I choose to be a team captain.
Why do I ride? Well, I got into the bike rally because I really love riding my bike. And as soon as I joined the bike rally, I realized there's a whole world of people out there who also love riding their bike. And we're all working together to support a great cause, the Toronto people with AIDS. And Eli, why did you want to become a team captain this year?
Well, I've been riding for 10 years and have been so appreciative of the selfless support that all the volunteers and team captains have given me over those years. And when I learned there was an opening for a team captain this year, I was eager to come.
I'm riding in the bike rally this year to support my community, my friends, and to fight the stigma against people living with HIV and AIDS.
I'm a team lead because it's one of the best ways to build the community spirit of the bike rally and to get everyone feeling included.
I'm riding to honor the memory of friends who died far too young.
The reason I do rally is because of all the amazing people I've met, the work that they do, the staff that works at the PWA, and the work that we do fundraising to support all the clients of the PWA that need our services. It's a great cause, and it's been a wonderful experience for me.
I ride to remember all the friends who have died and continue to ride to support the great services of the PWA Foundation.
I've been team captain for a few years now. I've gotten to meet a lot of really wonderful people. I like to lead, and I like being part of the process of creating this ride.
I ride in the Friends for Life bike rally because it makes life better for so many people, including me.
Oh, I dare you to love.
Well done. It does make life better. And I've asked Matt to unmute.
Hi all, my name's Matt. I'm one of the team leaders with Ariel and Diane.
Hi, my name is Natasha. I'm Sam. This will be my 5th year.
And this is... Okay, I'll start again. Not sure if everyone heard me there. So my name's Matt. I'm one of the team leaders with Ariel and Diane who support the team captains. First off, how about a thank you for that to the captains for that video? Wasn't that amazing? Wow, that was great. For those who don't know me, I'm a geek for data and numbers, so bear with me for a moment. Today marks day 38 of the Rally 600 Challenge, and I'm happy to say we have 106 participants. Isn't that amazing? On average, participants are spending 40 minutes per day on their challenges and moving 21 kilometers. That's a total so far of 8,320,000 steps, over 72,000 minutes, and over 41,000 kilometers. That's just amazing. A fun fact, the circumference of the Earth is just over 40,000 kilometers. So the bike rally has, in fact, taken over the world. Awesome. The Saddle Sisters have set up a team challenge to cross the country from Sydney, Nova Scotia to Nunavut, Northwest Territories by way of Vancouver, BC, for a total of 10,260 kilometers. As of this afternoon, they are 3,587 kilometers into their journey, or about 35%, sorry. The PWA Coast to Coasters are also traveling across Canada. They have traveled 1,551 kilometers, which is over 83% of their journey. When they reach Victoria, they plan to cross the country back again to Copenhagen, Newfoundland, for a total of 27,800 kilometers. It is exciting to see how each of your personal actions build upon each other and have such a huge impact. You are all amazing. This is just terrific. It's not too late to join the Rally 6 or create your own team challenges. Remember, your challenges don't have to be cycling related. Have participants completing 100 minutes of yoga and others climbing 600. You could even challenge yourself to knit a sweater using at least 600 meters of yarn. Use your creativity and make it fun. Share your actions and commitments with your sponsors, and you'll be surprised how they will respond with donations to PWA, HARS, and ACCM. Your challenges really do make a difference. Over to you, Trevor.
And I'll work some magic and try to unmute Trevor. Oh, wrong Trevor. There you go, Trevor. Thanks, Matt.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
Well, my apologies for that. Let me just bring up what I am doing here. All right. So my name is Trevor Roulette. I am the special events coordinator for the bike rally. This is my 6th year. So I'm going to start by drawing. Sorry, I'm going to read this right from the script. We'll start by drawing the winners of the 3 $100 bike shop gift cards. For every $100 raised between June 1st and June 16th, participants have 1 ballot entered into the draw. Since the beginning of June, we've raised over $38,000. That's 69 participants with 295 entries into the draw. The winners will be contacted by PWA staff, so myself, by the end of the week for all the details. So let's do some of these draws here. All right. Oh, sorry, empty, and all right. First one is Gourd Lamb. Gourd Lamb is the first one. All right, sorry, empty hand, sorry. Coming up again next. Sorry. Who is that? Michael Blackburn, number 2. All right, number 3. And who do we have here? Sorry. That is Cameron McLean. So there you have it. Gord Lamb, sorry, Michael Blackburn and Cameron McLean. Now to introduce 2 fine gentlemen, Sam Lapidus and Seamus Butterly, to speak about fundraising. Thanks, guys.
And I believe I got Sam off of mute.
I think you got me off of mute. I'd love to talk about Seamus and I. We are your co-fundraising coaches, and we've got amazing things to talk about tonight. Unlike everything else tonight, we didn't have a chance to talk and sort of script out our whole evening. So we're going to do bike rally, big meeting as it used to be, and just sort of play it. Yeah, it is big meeting as it should be, right? And
Absolutely.
So first of all, most importantly, fundraising has been amazing. This isn't to say anything little about what anyone's doing. We are living in a really odd time, and to be able to do what we have done is absolutely amazing, and we're going to give you the numbers in just a few seconds. So this year has obviously posed some big challenges for us as the bike rally for the volunteers and the steering committee, but people living with HIV need our support more than ever. We are sitting on ambitious goals. It's lower than our regular bike rally years, but because we don't have any costs associated to running the actual physical bike rally, they sort of weigh themselves out. So our big goal, drum roll please, and if you want to hit your emoji, like clap hands thing, the big goal for this 2020 COVID year is $1 million. So yeah, that's what we're after. And if it seems like a lot, it might not be a lot because we have somebody waiting in the wings. We have an amazing anonymous donor who has stepped up and are willing to give $100,000 and match donations. But you'll hear about that in a few minutes. Right now, we're halfway there. We're almost halfway there. We're at $490,000. Oh, breathe. Yes, we're almost halfway there.
So we got this. We
kind of got this, but the thing is you can't stop.
No.
We got to keep pedaling, right? Pedal. Yeah, just keep going, and we'll get our goal. We could surpass it. What if we surpass our goal? What do we do then, right? Heard that before. So two things. Remember, if you need help, Seamus and I, fundraising coaches, you can find us through the Bike Rally website. Our email addresses are there. Or you can reach out to your team captains. Your team captains are great resources. Your team captains can put us in touch with us. We are here to help. Your team captains are here to help. Everyone is here to help. Help, fundraise.
Absolutely.
That's my giveaway. So.
But now let's talk about the donations that are going to be doubling right now between June 17th and July 15th. Because of this anonymous donor, that means if everyone gets involved and everyone can do all they can to reach that 100,000, we'll be 200,000 above our 490, which will get us closer to our 1 million goal. I think that's something that all of us can do. We can all dig deep, get out there, reach out to our networks, show them what we're doing, get people inspired by our stories and our efforts and our individual virtual rides. And if we do that, it'll get matched. I think it's an amazing opportunity and a great hook that people can reach out to their networks and say, hey, look, your dollars that you give will be matched. So we have till July 15th to do this. So get on the horn, reach out, don't be afraid to ask. Things are opening up, people are opening up their wallets, they're feeling more confident about giving. So you can do it, and the matches will definitely help us reach our goal of 1 million.
I love it. We're supercharged now. We're heading into that $1 million goal, and I know we can make it. And thank you both, gentlemen, our fundraising coaches. You can solicit them for a team social. They can provide feedback. And all of the resources are available at bikerally.org/fundraising, including the graphics you saw on the screen there, which let your donors know that their money will have extra mileage to it. And with that, I need to unmute Connie and Patrick, who are joining us from participant engagement. So Connie, I just sent you an invite to unmute. And Patrick, let me find your name. And sorry about the black screens that you might be seeing over top. It's just the overlay of the screen share, but at least the content is there. So appreciate you working with us through these kinks. Connie, Patrick?
Thank you. I'm Patrick Peters, for those of you that don't know who I am, and I am co-lead for the Participant Engagement Committee. Tonight we want to talk about someone that most of us are aware of, but for those that are not aware, David Linton was a co-founder of the Friends for Life Bike Rally, and each year we honor him with a memorial ride as well as a participant award. Tonight we want to introduce you to a video that will help us remember David. This video was put together by the Participant Engagement Committee, and we want to thank everyone who very generously contributed. But also we want to put a thank you out to Zach from PWA for helping us with the video editing of this. So we hope you enjoy watching it as much as we did putting it together. Please go ahead and show the video.
And while Michael's setting that up, if Patrick and Connie mute themselves again, it will focus the speaker view on the video. And Michael, if you could reload it, the sound is not coming through.
So 8 years ago, we started this event. At the time, I was treasurer of the Toronto People with AIDS Foundation, and we actually had to start cutting benefits. I was saying, we got to do something. This is ridiculous. So we came up with the idea for the bike rally, and the first year we had 24 riders, and we raised close to $60,000. You know, I always had a vision that it would get this big, but it's just incredible to watch this come to fruition. We wanted something to push people beyond their boundaries. We all have this strength inside of us, but I don't think we realize that we can let it out and we can do a lot more.
You can tell from this photo how much I appreciated him. Felt very fortunate for all the time I got to spend with him in the early years of the bike rally.
I think the thing that I remember most about David is the passion that he brought to the things that he involved himself in.
He was such a coach and inspiration, and made me believe I could do the rally.
He was committed to PWA 110%, and he was committed to the people that needed PWA. His constant cigarette smoking on training rides, at the campgrounds, on breaks, during the ride itself. How could this guy actually cycle as far and as fast as he did?
Loved all the time I spent with him, and I do miss him.
That's his spirit, you know, that rides with us every time that we get on our bikes and do anything for the bike rally or the PWA Foundation. That passion is still there. And I miss him. I miss him very much.
So Connie, I'm reactivating your line. What a touching video. I can't thank you guys enough. And Patrick, you should be unmuted now too.
Great, thank you very much. I'm Connie Crosby. I'm the other co-lead of the Participant Engagement Committee. Each year we honor David's memory with the David Linton Memorial Ride. This year, although we cannot gather together to ride as a group, we still encourage everyone to ride in David's memory this Saturday, June 20th. We ask that you wear your bike rally jerseys or t-shirts if you have one, and be loud, be bright, be colorful, and spread awareness about the bike rally cause. We encourage you to post to your social media channels and include a link to your fundraising page as well. If you're on Instagram, be sure to tag at F4LBR on Instagram. And you can also use the hashtags hashtag F4LBR and hashtag Rally600 on all platforms. And if you are posting on Instagram, you can also add a link in your bio to your fundraising page as well. And remember, please have fun.
Thanks, Connie. In addition to the annual David Linton Memorial Ride, each year we honor a participant with the David Linton Spirit of the Bike Rally Award. This award is given to a participant who has demonstrated through their actions generosity of spirit, caring, and compassion, and have gone above and beyond expectations in support of others in the bike rally. Nominations can be made by current registered bike rally participants. These nominations are complied and submitted to the current bike rally steering committee, which then votes on the award participant. The nomination form is being emailed out as we speak. If you know of someone deserving of the bike rally's highest honor, please fill out the survey with their first and last name of the nominee, but also be sure to give a description of why you think they should receive this award. Keep in mind that the deadline for nominations will be July 10th, 2020. I now hand this over to Richard.
And Richard, I just unmuted your line. Thank you so much, Patrick and Connie, for that. And get those nominations flowing in, folks.
Hi there. Can you hear me okay? Perfect. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about next year. So next year's bike rally is tentatively scheduled for August the 8th to 13th. And we're still waiting for confirmation from Montreal Pride, and would like to arrive at that time. So everyone who's registered for this year's bike rally is automatically pre-registered for 2021 with no registration fee, which is great news for everybody. So at the beginning of July, you're going to receive an email to claim your pre-registration spot. So please complete this process so we know how many of you are coming back. The full registration, where you put in all your information and accommodation and preferences, etc., and where you set up your new fundraising pages, will open on Packing Day, which is going to be August the 8th. We are anticipating a lot of people next year, so it's going to be one hell of a big fun year. So please let us know if you're coming back and sign on as quick as you can. In terms of fundraising minimums, of course, if you're a first-time rider this year, we will still honor the $1,750 fundraising minimum. Obviously, you'll have a year of fundraising under your belt, so I don't think it's going to be super hard to do it all over again and hit your minimums. Besides, everyone's going to be really keen and gung-ho to raise a bunch of money. So I guess can't wait to see you all riding bikes next year. And yeah, that's all from me.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
We also have news to share. As a co-chair, Chris and I extend huge thanks to the PWA for their support and craft in determining the execution of the ride. This appreciation extends to you, the volunteer, who brings goodwill and spirit to the bike ride. And even beyond that, the Friends for Life Bike Rally Steering Committee for working around the clock to help further the ride in ways that are sometimes unbeknownst to even our participants. While this year has been a whirlwind of a ride, Chris and I are pleased to share that the 2021-2022 co-chair application process is about to open. Details will be posted on the site tomorrow, and we encourage anyone with 1 year's experience on the steering committee and a passion for the ride and cause, of course, to put their name forward. The position is an amplification of all of the good that the bike rally achieves, and while I'd be remiss to say it's a ton of work, it's also a joyous opportunity to give back. Plus, an extended benefit to future rides, the steering committee currently is outlining the various portfolio aspects to create a smoother and long-lasting legacy for years to come. As any outgoing co-chair does, between Chris and I, one of us will be making the move to the executive for the coming year, so we can recommence a regular schedule of 1 inbound co-chair and 1 outbound co-chair. We look forward to supporting applicants and investing them as they express their needs to make this possible. As an executive, every application will be considered for the role with you in tandem. We want the ride to be supportive and successful in what will likely be the biggest year yet. So we'll open the application process tomorrow. It will remain open until July 10th, an easy date to remember, the same as the David Linton Memorial Award, and interviews will take place in late July. Our new 2021 co-chair will be announced on the virtual Bike Rally Week. And moving further along, as we near the close of our larger big meeting, before we branch out into breakout rooms for training and support and fundraising needs, Chris and I wanted to provide you with the teaser of the virtual week. Keep your calendars marked and your vacations still booked. You deserve the time off because you're in for an emotional and inspirational week. Appearing on the screen in front of you are just some of the events that we have in the midst of planning. You'll be hearing more about these events, including calls for submissions in the coming weeks. We really can't wait to hear from you and see your talent and hear from you. I'd like to draw attention to specific highlights, including the Candlelight Ceremony. If we didn't express this enough before, we'll say it again. Memories like those experienced on the ride at the Candlelight Ceremony are moments that last a lifetime. This year, while different, will be no different as we anticipate hearing from the heart and soul of the ride, i.e. those who are impacted. And as we near the close of the larger big meeting, a huge thank you goes out to the entire PWA staff for helping make tonight happen. Big round of applause. Also, we're so glad to hear from all of those that spoke up or have been active on the chat throughout the call. You've conveyed so much and we truly appreciate it. We do want to open up the lines for questions that we will be fielding. So stick with us. If you have a question, I've allowed participants to unmute themselves.
I have a comment I'd like to make.
Go for it.
Yep. Hi, everyone. I'm Marlon. Just a reminder that the dentist office are starting to open up, and your dentist or your hygienist is an excellent source for fundraising. I've done it for many years, and kind of be a little savvy about it. Tell you when your hygienist is working on you to say, you know, what say. Usually $200 is the minimum, and then, but always do it when the dentist comes in to check your x-rays, and she'll say, what are you guys talking about? And the dentist will say, oh, put me down for 500. You just made $700 for the bike rally. I've done it before. You guys can do it too.
I love it. Thank you, Marlon. The lines are still open, callers. Well, it's 7:30. Before anyone signs off, keep up the amazing Rally 600 work. Don't forget, Takeout Thursdays are still happening. It's tomorrow. It is our virtual social. So if you enjoyed tonight, but you'd like to connect with your fellow participants, definitely log on to Facebook and check out the link. David Linton Ride is this weekend. Get out there and show your spirit. And the matching campaign also begins tomorrow. So keep fundraising as they're doubled. I'm going to quickly extend the option of 2 breakout rooms, one for training and support and one for fundraising needs. If you're deciding to log out now, thank you and keep fundraising. Now, if you're staying logged on, you'll soon get a notification on Zoom for a breakout room invitation. Sam and Seamus, please accept your own invite because you'll be hosting the fundraising room. Those who are staying in this room will be led by Natasha and Andrew. So let me get this set up with breakout rooms.
And Simon, can I just clarify? The matching gift program starts now. So if you're feeling inspired and want to get some work done tonight, it's kicked in now.
Thank you for that. So,
sorry, Simon, might I add something else?
Yes, please.
So for those of you who are really looking to kind of up your fundraising game, sorry, it's 7:30, so people are banging their pots and pans outside my window. Go to the Bike Rally YouTube page and share videos on your social media. It's a great way to really show the work that's being done by Bike Rally participants and volunteers, as well as the employees at PWA and the volunteers at PWA. It really kind of ups the strength of your message when you show the work that's being done there through video.
That's so true. So I just am broadcasting a message. It is the opportunity to join the breakout rooms, which is our first time trying this, but everything else ran really smoothly tonight. If you aren't leaving the call, you can attend a breakout room. There's still 60 people on the call. Did anyone receive a broadcast message? Okay, were you able to accept?
No broadcast message for me, Simon.
Okay, let me try this again. I'm going to close all the rooms and I'm going to recreate. Okay, now you should receive a message. If you'd like to join Sam and Seamus in fundraising, Sam and Seamus are going to click yes to the fundraising room. If you'd like to stick around with Natasha and Andrew, hang out with us here in this room, and you can talk all things training and support to learn more about the bike rally. And if you're leaving for the night, thank you so much for joining us once again. Obviously, there's lots ahead and more to look forward to. So thank you so much. All right. Denny's here.
I think I saw Denny and Alicia out on a ride. They passed me at Lakeshore and Leslie. So Denny, was that you? It looked like you and Alicia out for a ride.
No, it wasn't me.
It wasn't. So I could be totally mistaken. I wonder who it was. It really looked like the two of you, but I'm super hesitant to like sort of yell at cyclists and throw them off. So I didn't. I reserved.
No, it wasn't me.
Reserved my excitement. And it appears I saved myself some embarrassment. So.
Denny, we love you.
Love you all. Thank you.
Love you, Denny.
I'm going to jump to the fundraising room to see how it's going, and I'll leave you two to navigate this room.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Thanks, Simon.
Yeah. Sure,
Thanks, Simon.
We're here with Chris and Trevor.
I'm here. I have lots of questions.
As well, Diane.
It's the party room.
It is. You knew it would be.
Seamus,
Oh my God.
How long have we been off mute for? Saying horrible things.
No, you've been good. You've been good.
No, we have not been good.
Well, now you need to be good. We can hear you.
All right. Oh, her. Oh, her.
Hey, Anthony, stop.
Seamus, were you given a script for tonight?
I was not given a script for tonight, but I think we winged it pretty well.
We got to wing it.
We winged it.
Okay.
Totally off the cuff, whatever questions your folks might have. I'm going to head back to training and support. They don't have as many participants as you, but you can leave this room and go back there once you're done with your fundraising questions. Thank you guys for joining.
When we raise $100,000, we'll be back.
Yeah, stay on this. You're at mini telethon. Stay on this
That's
line
right.
until you
That's
get
right.
there.
So opening it up to people who are on the call.
Whatever you want to make of it, depending on where your training is at and sort of your level of comfort riding on your own.
And I'd suggest as well, along the lines of Natasha, what we were saying earlier on is if you haven't done a lot of riding or going out and seeing trails, to maybe do a loop close to your house. So you've got washrooms and you've got the ability, like depending on how long you're going to go out, you can refill water bottles, that kind of stuff, so that you're not stuck out and not be able to access anything.
Yeah, I plan to do from my place down to Leslie Split and back. That's about 30K.
Yep. There are, by the way, there are porta potties along the Martin Goodman Trail now at various spots.
Okay.
So I highly recommend, though, carrying some hand sanitizer or taking a few wipes and putting them in like a small Ziploc bag with you. Like I had no choice but to use a porta potty when I was out the other day for a little bit more than 50 kilometers, and the porta potty was not in the nicest of conditions. So I was really happy that I had sort of brought along some hand sanitizer. Like it's not something you would usually carry when you're riding, but even if you have 70% alcohol, you could soak some cloth, put it in a Ziploc bag, and you could easily carry that in your back pocket, or just a tiny bottle of hand sanitizer in your back pocket. I have seen those now all over the place, so I feel like there's no more rush on hand sanitizer. You can find it, but highly recommend if you're out and think you might need to use a washroom, you might find out it's a porta potty along a trail. Hand sanitizer.
Thanks for the tips, because I'm still terrified riding the subway.
Yeah, I know.
And I will